Morgan turning inside out. Beautiful move. Trying to get the shot on. He holds. He shoots. He scores! Absolutely.
The pitch. High fly ball center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall. Goal!
Roethlisberger gives it a lot of room here. Juju Smith-Schuster off to the races inside the 30, the 20, the 10.
What a great logo, 10 seasons. I'm so proud of it. A1, Anthony Veltri did that logo, and I'll repeat it again. What a great logo that is by Anthony Veltri. Thanks for watching Pittsburgh Sportsline live in the BP TV studios right in the municipal building in Bethel Park. Police station to our right, upstairs mayor's offices, and the great library in Bethel Park. Go there. They have books there. For all of us like me that like to read, Smoke and Jim, don't listen to this part. Go head up to the library and get some books to read. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. Smoke and Jim Frazier. Hold on a second. Chip Hayner's wife, Stephanie. Prayers to Stephanie and Chip. She got COVID. She had her second booster, and somehow she got COVID. She's sick, and she's at high risk because she has asthma, but at least she had her vaccines and boosters. And Chip called me up the other day and said, hey, Al, you know, I'm boosted too from 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He goes, I don't want to put you at risk. What do you think? I said, if you don't come in, I appreciate and respect that. Because I'll just share with people, I treat COVID like it's real because I'm immunosuppressed and compromised with my anti-remission drugs. 1 million people died. I could be one of those people. I look healthy. I feel healthy. Thanks to Marianne from Azazu. Look at this haircut. Wow, she did great, and was ready to get the cut. But getting back, that Chip will not be here this week. He should be back next week. Prayers for both of them. We appreciate him. A2 in the second seat from the right. Right next to John O'Praskak's Three Rivers Stadium and Nick Callis. We're in an odd situation. He works for the radio, The Fan, KDK, The Fan, and how about he's critiquing a show that they're doing. They asked him to critique it from the computer with headphones. He's actually working on it right now as we speak. We won't have Nick until his segments come up because the talking machine came up with a brand new idea. We got all this technology. Look at our studio. Look how we're on Facebook Live. Why can't we have Nick talk about what's on his mind? And Jonathan here on camera, our Rookie of the Year this year, filmed it. Then Nick goes, you want me to do the VIP? I go, I'm planning on it. You didn't let me finish. So Jonathan stepped into the seat. He sat down, did nothing but film. I congratulate him on that. So we'll have a segment of what's on your mind and the Nick VIP when it comes up. And he won't be live. This was filmed pre-show. So this is something never before ever done on Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show. So we'll see that. All right. I want to thank all of you for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thank you for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, and all points in between, including the city of Pittsburgh. We appreciate it. I want to thank you for the Facebook likes. We got 69, 43 likes. It's been fluctuating between 44 and 45, but like my daughter Casey told me, there's haters out there, Dad. They'll like your page, then they will get off of it. So you just got to deal with it. Somehow I got up from 0 to 6943, so this old dog learned a few new tricks, and we're going to carry on with the show with some promos. First, I got to say hi to some people watching. Amy from the Giant Eagle Bakery, always a fan, thank you. Bob Ridgway with a great band that he has, watching us in Bethel Park. George Malerbo, longtime Pittsburgh Press Post-Gazette worker of mine and friend, is watching. Hello, George. Jim Ellenbogen, one of my local friends and heroes with what he does in politics and just how he lives his life. And he appreciates the wild-caught fish that I do every month. Oh, and Amy said, my hair looks nice. Thank you. I salute you. Keith Appenrott, he was the brother-in-law of my girlfriend who died 8 years ago, Janice. He's married to her sister, Lauren. He's down in Nashville. They moved from Pittsburgh. Why would you do that to go to Nashville? And Keith, you want to talk sports and football with him? He's one of the experts I know, plays fantasy football, and he knows football. Keith is just a great guy. Ralph Williams, great wedding, buddy. Glad I could make it. I'm not even going to talk about my BFF, Smoking Jim Frazier, could not make it. He has a habit of missing weddings. Just talk to Devin Shea. And Ralph, thanks for the compliment on the hair. Marianne did a nice job. Appreciate it. It was getting rather long. And she liked how Chip calls me Einstein. She started laughing, said, that's a compliment, you know. I said, I take it as one. And Amy said, hope Chip's wife feels better. And I think that's all I got that's showing up on my screen or watching. We appreciate all of you watching Facebook Live. So thank you for that. And I think I have some promos. I might have gotten distracted, but we'll do this one first. I didn't move my seat, and I got the tape. Let's see what Jonathan, Rookie of the Year, does. I'm looking, I'm waiting. Let's see what happened. Is it a close-up? Look at that close-up. Olive Oil's Pizzeria. 412-831-1900. I'm not looking at it. He got the number in there. That is the best close-up. I hope Dave Cable's watching of the promo. Whoa, looked like it's fading out. Why is it getting lighter?
Just the lighting.
We need sunglasses in here. Smoking Jim, where's your Stevie Wonder glasses? Great pizza there. They sponsor our show with an XL pepperoni pizza, a 6-cut steak hoagie. And guess what? Frank Sr. said hello to all of us. He said, have a great show. He goes, I miss Smoking Jim. His young son, Frankie, going to Bethel Park High School as a junior. He cut the hoagie, cut the pizza. So I had double Finero tonight.
All right.
You can't beat that. That was unbelievable. How's he doing for Rookie of the Year? Next up, poor Joey died, 8 years old, a month before his 9th birthday with dreaded brain cancer, DIPG. His family just posted up Hannah, their baby girl, died with kidney complications and problems with delivery on the birth, that she shouldn't have died. They could have probably gotten her help to save her kidneys and to have her live an adult life, and they're heartbroken, both of them, Cindy and Dave, the parents and the brothers and sisters. And then they lose Joey, 5-6 years later. So they lost 2 children. They started the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. It's a 501c3. You can donate as little as $1. You can donate your time. Check out the largest event and fundraiser that they do, the Joey Fabus 5K 1-mile superhero run and walk at the Bethel Park High School in September. We'll put the dates up. I've filmed it each year since they've been doing it. We do at least a half-hour show with interviewing Cindy Fabus, and she tells about Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. Hopefully Dr. Gary's there again. We can interview him and all the superheroes and family people that want to support Joey. It's just a great showing. It's their largest fundraiser of the year. They do other things throughout the year, so just check it out, and please stay Joey strong. Next up, another 501c3. Let's see how Jonathan does. Shout out to Frank DePerno for watching. We appreciate you. Haven't seen you for a while. And Bill Means is watching. Chip Hayner, shout out to Chip Hayner. Thank you so much. Have a lot of respect for you, my friend, and staying home tonight. We're going to try to carry on. There's just going to be a trio of us tonight, so it won't be as in-depth as Chip Hayner goes. Bethel Park Historical Society, Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. I just want to point this out. Jonathan, when he first came here, wasn't very confident with his work, but look at how he's centered. Do you see how he got it all in there?
I like
The
his double strap sandals, man. I like them, man.
Well,
They're
Smoking
sharp.
Jim,
Sharp.
if you weren't lying, you weren't trying. If you weren't noticing shoes in girls or boys, you weren't Smoking Jim Frazier. And on that little side note, I'm saying, because I'm trying to show how Smoking Jim, I talked to Luther Dupree and Claudio at the wedding.
I wish I'd have been there.
And, no, your ears should have been burning, because I go, hey, Claudio, how long you been doing this? He goes, about 20 years. He goes, how long Smoking Jim been on there? I don't know, maybe 12. I go, has he always been like he is? He goes, I got problems with it all the time. And he just wants to say anything. And he goes, you stole the disclaimer off of me. I said, I stole it off you, the studio, and everything else. The disclaimer points out at the beginning, the opinions of me, Take Two with A2, and Smoking whoever he is, Jim Frazier. We don't know his government name officially. And he doesn't represent any of us. And I must share, in 22, I've been a little more honest with him. I'm 100% against what most of he says is his opinion. So we can't agree to disagree. There's no lenience. All right, but Bethel Park Historical Society is 2600 South Park Road. It's the old schoolhouse built in 1905. They reconditioned it, redid everything to it from the roof to the basement. They put bathrooms in the basement where there was a coal furnace there. Unbelievable, Smoking Jim, what I saw down there in a coal furnace. You probably don't know that they used to heat places with coal.
No, I didn't.
I will not ever take a sip. Smoking Jim, you know what they dug out of like most of Pennsylvania and in Pittsburgh and look at our hills, Mount Washington? You know what it was called a few years before you were born? I'm going to spell it Coalhill.
Coal Hill.
Now, why would they call a hill Coal Hill?
That's the first I heard of that.
Okay, this is Pittsburgh history. We're founded 1758. And they dug out most of the coal, cut all the trees down, and stripped the area.
Did you know that, A2? HB and A2 didn't know that.
That's okay, but he's only 21. And he goes to public schools. You go to Gateway, and I got to put it out there. Just a little bit of history.
I always thought there was kerosene heaters.
I'm glad you thought of kerosene, because knowing how you look into things, if there was gasoline and you could throw a match in it, you wouldn't be here to talk about it. Just saying, buddy. Glad we had this little historical discussion on Bethel Park Historical Society. It ties right in. They got all the yearbooks for the high school. I just heard of a 50th anniversary for Bethel Park, 1971 graduates. Guess where it's going to be held? Bethel Park Historical Society's auditorium. What a coincidence. People from Bethel are going to celebrate their graduation right in the schoolhouse.
Wow, 51 years later.
No, yeah, but it's 50 because did you hear with COVID how it limited us?
I didn't know.
Well, here's how, folks, just have to clarify with how his disclaimer comes out right away. We had COVID and we shut down our studio. We actually missed shows. And then we came back. What did we do? A Zoom. Why did we do a Zoom? Because of COVID. I rest my case. All right, check out the Bethel Park Historical Society. They have my favorite tea place, great coffee, roasted coffee from around the world. Matt and Julie are the owners. They have a roaster right in their facility. That means right where they sell the coffee and tea and all their famous desserts. Orham's Donuts, which are famous in the area. Again, disclaimer, Smoking Jim never heard of it, so it means it doesn't exist. I rest my case. Oh, all right, we got another test for Jonathan. Whoop, I better put it the right way. He's on fire. All right, let's see what he got there. Oh, what? No, look at that shot. That is Bennett. He's the B and always be smiling. He had many handicap issues, had 2 kidney transplants. His dad, Dean, gave him a kidney on the last one. His mother, Kristen, supported him all the time. They lost another brother right away from kidney disease, didn't even live months. So look at what the family went through. And they lost Bennett a couple years ago at 16 and a half. They started Always Be Smiling to help other people and children that are going through what Bennett went through. He always had a smile, he was always happy, and he always fought through it to live to be 16 and a half. They didn't think he'd live to be half that age, but he did it somehow, some way, you know, with God and everything else. So that is just great. They do things that help other people in our area. They just had a fundraiser the other day that they were doing it in the community. They do great things to help other people and children going through the dreaded kidney disease that I had, chronic kidney disease. So there is help out there. Again, thanks for everybody who's liked the page. I saw it's up to 1,239 likes. It was around 800 when I started telling them we'll hit 1,000. So thanks to all of you for helping Always Be Smiling and making them pertinent in our area. Next up, this lady, Kathleen, gave me a flyer, and she has kidney disease, and her kidney function was at 17%, and we made the flyer, and somehow she got somebody to volunteer to give her a kidney. We can't talk about it. What a great shot that Jonathan did. Look at Kathleen there in her smiling face. I hope she's doing well, and we just won't know who the donor is until she gets the new kidney. So we will wait and see. It could be this year, maybe next year. We will see what happens, but just stay tuned for that. I'm so honored that she let us try to promote and help her. All right, next up, I don't know what they're doing in my studio here, but there's a distraction, and I'll try to put up the next flyer. All right, I think we got it. Shout out to Smokin' Jim's friend, and my friend Terry Smith is watching.
My man.
Terry,
The living legend.
you know Smokin' Jim so long. The look on his face was just a shock. Thank you for watching us.
Thanks, Coach Smith.
He talks about you all the time. And Jim Ellenbogen said that was a wild-caught moment. Thank you, Jim. And the Bethel Park Community Foundation, I'm a trustee on the board there. Go to bpcf.org. We have money for your group doing great things with other people in Bethel Park to make our community more, you know, make them better and do more things in our community for other people to do and participate in. They can help in many other different things that they do here. We have from $1,000, $100 to $5,000 in grants. We've given out over $1 million in 26 years, and we give out money each year, and we're happy to do it. Get an application, and if you're truly doing something good, unlike Smokin' Jim in our neighborhood who just comes here and eats pasta too and Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know, he's okay with that, but he gets no money from the bpcf.org. Check it out.
Not yet.
Let me explain. I know you know what spelling is. N-E-V-E-R. Very simple. I mean, he's a great entertainer. Look at this. Smokin' Jim learned about Uncle Sam. Dave Cable put my face on Uncle Sam. Let's see what Jonathan comes up with right now. I want you for BPTV. Hold it. Jim Ellenbogen has some history for us. Pittsburgh Coal Railroad carried the coal from Coal Hill Railroad, which was 31.5 miles long, founded by Jacob Beltzhoover. Guess what? They must have named Beltzhoover after him, like they did with different roads around Pittsburgh. And then sold to Pittsburgh Coal, and so small by hand, 3 locomotives and 280 cars. What did he put in here? A wild-caught historical fact by Jim Ellenbogen.
All right, great stuff.
Hey, I'm a history guy. I appreciate it. I tried to teach him a little history with what happened to Coal Hill, and what they named it after a president of ours.
I heard of streetcars.
Did you?
Yeah.
What about them?
I heard of streetcars. That's it.
Did you ever hear of another word? And I'll spell it. I-N-C-L-I-N-E-S. declines.
Oh, okay.
They come down. There's 2 left. They had about 18 at one time. Can you believe that?
No.
Okay, well, you don't even know it, so I guess you can't believe it. Oh, man. No more history for him. Jim, thank you so much. 3 1/2 miles, not 31. Okay. Sorry about that, Jim. You know, when I'm reading this Facebook, it adds things in, and you may have kept a finger on the button a little long. You didn't split it there with that backslash. But, all right, I want you for BPTV, 412-831-3304. Had to check it. The number looked crooked there. And that's my face on Uncle Sam. And luckily, Smoking Jim found it out, so he smiles when he sees that now. You can be a volunteer here like A1. A volunteer like Jonathan. You can be take 2 with A2. Volunteer behind the camera, and he's done almost a half a dozen shows, and he's talked NBA and other personal thoughts. Guess what? He can stay on the show as long as we need a substitute. He's more than welcome. He can handle himself.
6th man of the year.
Well, we got it here, and he even told me, Smoking Jim, a couple of the sports that he played, and they were great. They were great stories.
They had sports at Carrick?
No, I didn't play for life.
Smoking Jim.
I'm wondering. I thought it was something new.
Let me,
Before the high school. They were too bad.
my man, you have friends that went to Carrick and played sports.
I didn't remember.
Where's Nick at when you need him? He would do a great invitation.
Nick played for Carrick?
Another disclaimer. Smoking Jim has amnesia. He put some people in the, what is it, the City League Hall of Fame, and believe it or not, they were from Carrick. So, A2, he's not an honest man, in my humble opinion. He's my BFF, but not honest. How would he get away from this? What I'm trying to go is, we have Bo from the baseball team doing ghost shows, and he may do a national syndicated show once he gets all the approval and they cut it, edit, and everything else. I saw him. I hope the baseball team is doing well. Head coach Pat, love to have a show with you guys again, even if you don't win the championship. Just the hard work to try to make it to the playoffs again is appreciated, and we appreciate things like that. So you can come in and film it if you're in high school, like Bo's doing. He comes in and uses our work here. You could help on cameras. You can help even being a producer potentially. We got A1. How many shows do you have? Give me the hand signal so I can tell the folks. He must have like 70 shows. So, what did he say?
75.
How was my guess? 75 shows for Anthony Veltri. He goes by A1 in my studio. How about that? And what's the name of the show?
Bethel Park Gaming.
You know, I appreciate this because he can't talk on air. He doesn't get paid like the rest of us, but Smoking Jim does. It's called Bethel Park Gaming. You can find it on YouTube. He's trying to catch up to my 700-plus shows. I'm just saying. I'm just saying here. No disclaimer there. But we want you for BPTV, and you can call Dave Cable, 412-831-3304. Say you heard Al Levine, the talking machine. Say you can work here. Guess who I saw today before I go with what's on your mind, Smoking Jim?
Who'd you see?
Skeets is working at Dixon Service Station, Mount Lebanon Boulevard, and I'm going to get my car inspected there because problems happened after his dad died. A sister got in and took over the property illegally, and they're having legal problems. He lost everything, lost his whole business and that. Wow. So he has to work for Dixon Automotive. I saw him today. He lost 30 pounds because he wanted to, and he has health issues. He's looking good, and he said to say hi to Smoking Jim and all of us here. And he goes, "You still doing Pittsburgh Sportsline?" I said, "Every week. We can't stop." All right, so we're going to go, what's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got to see Levine. That's one of them Terry Smith catches right there, brother.
Way to bring him in there.
Hey, Al Levine, the talking machine. I tell you what, man, I've been on 5, 6 different shows, couple national shows, man. I took a lot of heat when I talked about, my theory on
Which one?
the death of Dwayne Haskins, which was really sad. I always thought that, because El Levine, Talking Machine, I'm a man who's been the 21 and over club since I was 16 years old.
Hold it, one question.
Yeah.
Did you ever take a drink or get high?
Never in my life.
Thank you. I wanted to clarify before he gets too deep into this because I know where he's going.
And I'm still off 5, 6 nights a week to 6 o'clock in the morning.
Another question to interrupt.
You got to hang with me.
Another question to interrupt.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too personal on this, but what's her name and what are you doing?
But Al Levine, the Talking Machine.
Say he doesn't answer.
I always thought, because I knew that him and Najee Harris went out, and I knew that at some point they got separated, and I figured it was probably a girl. And I know that when you go out of town and you flex, me and A2 know what flexing means.
I don't know what it means. Please explain so I can disagree.
When you dress like you have a lot of money and you wear a lot of jewelry, people sometimes tend to rob you. And I always thought somebody put something in his drink, robbed him, stole all his money and everything else. And now it just came out that not only was he 3 times the limit with alcohol, whatever that means. Some people been
2.4 alcohol level.
Yeah.
It's like 0.08.
So I don't know what that means because some people
Here's
hold
math.
more alcohol
Let me
than
do
the others.
let me do math. 0.08, you're drunk. 3 times that's 2.4.
But some people
No, but that's legally.
legally, yeah, but
I'm
that
not
don't mean
talking-
you're drunk.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay. But
It's the same thing. Your opinion with being drunk doesn't matter.
but here's the key. And I don't want to dig too deep into this, and I won't.
You
But-
already are.
Because I don't want to know that. I can find out what happened, but I don't really want to. But they found 2 drugs in the system that you absolutely cannot drink with these drugs because you can hallucinate, you get confused, seizures, you can collapse and drowsiness.
Can I interrupt you on this?
Yeah.
Where did you get your information?
I'm a journalist. Hell to me, the Talking Machine. I can dig up some information, brother.
Let me interrupt you again.
Woo!
He's going deep on me, but I got deeper to go.
I'm a award-winning journalist.
My man, you can't even spell war, let alone write war. Just look up Ernest Hemingway about being a war reporter in the middle of a war. You know Ernest
I said
Hemingway?
award-winning, not war.
I caught war.
No, I don't do the war.
Well, here's the question I have for you. I
not
respect
in Ukraine.
I respect you, and I worked for a newspaper for 36 years.
Yes, sir.
You're the most unusual writer journalist that I ever met.
Thank you.
It's not a good thing. I've only seen about 3 articles that you've written. And I heard rumors that he doesn't work for the new Pittsburgh Courier anymore. So I'll just ask this. Is your writing just in your bathroom? Or do you write for some other professional organization? Who are you writing for now? And I know I won't get a straight answer.
I took some time off because of COVID.
I digress. He didn't understand COVID earlier. How can you understand it now? And you're on a hiatus, we should call it, from the new Pittsburgh Courier. That means you're off from them taking a break.
I'm on sabbatical.
Do you even know how to spell that?
But that's what's on my mind.
Okay,
You know, the
well,
reports are coming
some of
out.
it, yeah. Here's what I found out. Some friends of mine are on Twitter and Instagram, and everything said on Twitter and Instagram is true.
No, you can't believe everything. You can't
I'm
believe-
just making a
You
statement.
believe everything from me. Call me the truth.
I don't usually drink Mountain Dew, but
Yahoo.
whatever you say is 100% wrong. We're going to go to A2. What's on your mind? And look at how he's swagooed up and white.
He got the Nike sweats, man. I like that. I've been looking for Nike sweats for 2 years. I can't find
Well,
them.
how come your van that drives through the neighborhood with all the shoes can't get you
on
Nike
Amazon.
sweats? You're in the wrong
I don't know how to do
neighborhood.
Amazon. I don't know how to do Amazon.
You gotta go on the computer. Go online.
Did you mention Mac Pro?
Hey, I charged it up the other day ago because it ain't been charged in a while. Give me some credit.
Okay, you get credit, but anybody out there, do you have a friend that spent $1,500 on a Mac Pro and hasn't used it yet in a month?
I was this close to getting a Dell. But my girlfriend,
What was her name?
That pretty model Marie talked me
Okay.
into. She said, "Get an Apple."
All right, sorry we got distracted, folks. Sometimes we get off the railroad tracks. Well, all the time with smoking. But A2, it's your time. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is last week I went to go see a Pirates game. It was the Pirates versus the Cardinals. It was after watching the game that came to my mind was I'm not a big baseball fan,
Why?
but
Why is that? I got to ask,
Just-
being an older gentleman who
Well-
loves baseball, tell me why.
the main reason for why I'm not a baseball fan was because my whole life the Pirates have not been good at all.
You know what? This is the
Why?
greatest. You're 21 years old, right?
Yes, I am.
And I share this with a lot of people that don't appreciate baseball like I did. I played it, and I won't brag, but I was alive for 3 World Series. Didn't see the one at 4 years old. I really can't remember much back then, but I saw 71 and 79, and that's the last World Series we had. And we had a playoff run in 92, and that's the last time I remember any good teams. Tell us what year you were born in.
2000.
That's why Houston, we have a problem with our youth in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They know Penguins, fast action, and look at all the cups. How many cups did they win in your lifetime?
They've been to 4 and 1-3,
Wow, that's amazing.
and the Steelers have been to 3 and 1-2. So
And that's sort of good, but they're underachievers because they like 500.
Up into the curse.
yeah, but
His
after
curse is unproven. Go
Just
ahead,
after
carry
watching the
on.
game-
But no, I respect what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I know how I feel. Last year, I didn't watch one full game of the Pirates.
Yeah, it's just when I was younger, I did enjoy it, but when I went to this game, it was like
What day did you go?
trying to remember, it was Friday, I think.
Okay.
I think that's when the game was. The Pirates lost 5-3. The game was just the problem is you're sitting there watching a game for 3 hours, and it's just I feel like it's just too slow compared to other sports where they're only like 2 hours long and they're a lot faster paced. Baseball is just too slow. It needs something to innovate it to make it more
Well,
entertaining.
here's the question I have for you. I'll just say you're not really a baseball fan. You
I
try.
agree with him.
Yeah, but you have no knowledge of being at baseball games. 3 innings in our whole career. I look back, that was posted the other day, 2014. It's been 8 years since he's been at a baseball game with us. He had tickets, 150 tickets, 300 tickets. Supposedly went to games. I heard rumors he never made it. But my point is that it's slow and it's not a lot of action. And like I go through all the different things with delays in games. Being a pitcher, I used to get the ball and just throw it.
yeah.
And when they're shaking a catcher off, and like you described the scene where he's shaking the catcher off 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it was
Right?
it
Tell
was a
the folks
good
that.
3 or 4 minutes of just the catcher and batter just pretty much doing a stare down. The fans started booing because it was like just a waste of time.
So this is Pirate fans booing our team.
no, it was the other
Oh,
team.
the opposing team. Okay.
But like it was also the Pirates switched out their pitcher like 3 times in an inning too. It felt
Okay.
like it was really bad. It's just I don't know, something just needs to be done about baseball just to make it innovative.
What would be a simple suggestion if you want to put it out there? Because I respect what you're
I don't
saying,
know, I think
and
there-
I understand. I'm putting you on the spot.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like there should be something with, because like when it comes to like even switching out pitchers, it takes a lot of time for them to just to do that. It takes.
What if, here's an innovation I heard. What would you think if they're going to change a pitcher, they get the golf cart out, instead of having him run in, put him in a golf cart, and it'll take 10 seconds to go from the bullpen to the mound. What would you think of that?
Anything that makes the game just a little bit quicker.
How
I
about
think,
that
would be
idea?
like a little bit better. I also didn't make it better that the Pirates hitting is below. Most of them hit below 200, so that's kind of.
And I
terrible.
told him and Ryan, Ryan was listening. He said 4 words to me, and it was during this little thing we went back and forth. I said they had a hitter named Mario Mendoza. He hit under 200. So now when players don't hit above 200, we say that he didn't cross the Mendoza line. Yeah. So you're telling us most of the Pirate players have not crossed that dreaded Mendoza line. Guess what? That's terrible.
Yeah.
How did you even make it for the whole game?
I don't know what needs to be done. I just think that every other sport is innovating in some way to make it more exciting, but I just don't think baseball is doing it. I feel like they should be just do something just to make it exciting for younger people, because that's what it's not about the past, it's about what the future holds, and they should be looking to move forward, not
like right now.
Yeah, they need to look towards now and see what people want to like, what younger fans are wanting, because the older fans are only going to be around for so much longer anyway. Not a diss, but I feel like you can't hold on to the past. That wasn't supposed to be that way. But
well, A2, I don't take any offense. I'll be 66 the end of June 30th. I'm blessed that I'm alive, had a great kidney transplant, but I don't know how long I'm going to last. So your statement was spot on to me, and I take no offense. At 21, I thought I'd never get old. How you doing on that?
It's very true.
We're going to go to Nick Callis for What's on Your Mind.
Well, what's on my mind is the Pirates are not doing well, and it makes me sad. They've been struggling recently. I had some hope, and that hope's starting to dwindle slightly a little more. On the cool side, though, Yadier Molina got to pitch against the Pirates, which is something you usually don't see. You only see position players coming to pitch on the losing side, which the Pirates put out Josh Van Meter. But Yadier Molina, the legendary Yadier Molina, pitched in his first baseball game against the Pirates. Now, I know Al is going to mention that it's disrespectful after this video, which, I mean, I kind of see that, but, we've got lopsided games now in baseball where, a team can be up by so much, and you usually didn't see that before because the position players gave up runs, and Yachty gave up, 4. But I still think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool that, a legendary catcher in his last year, one of the core 3 of the Cardinals in Wainwright, Pujols, and Molina, they all pitched, or no, they didn't all pitch, but they all are so great, and Molina got the chance to go on the mound and pitch, and that's on the Pirates. We can talk about classless moves, like, beating down the Pirates more and making fun of them more, or we can just celebrate the fact that one of the Cardinal greats who doesn't pitch and has been a backstop for years got to go on the other side and do the pitching. That's what's on my mind, and stick around VIP time as well when that time comes. See you then.
Thanks again. Nicholas Callis is watching. Nick said, "Help, I'm trapped in the Facebook comments." Ron Arnone, Judge Arnone's brother, is watching. Thank you, Ron. Shout out to you. Tony from Chick-fil-A said, A2, which coach would fit in with the Lakers? This is your pre-up and what he may talk about NBA later, so we're going to hold that thought. Yeah. You can think about it, because we don't like to surprise A2. He's doing so well. You might have thrown him off, Tony from Chick-fil-A. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for watching. I wanted to bring up Golden State Warriors. I got to pre-up the NBA a little bit. I always wondered why Kevin Durant left the Warriors, in my own opinion. I know different reasons he had and what he wanted to do, and he got hurt, which put a hold on stuff. But I remember with the Warriors when they won 3 out of 5, when they won the most games in the league and then lost. But, I remember those things. And look at Steph Curry. Look at the team right now. Klay Thompson's coming back. He's off a severe 2 injuries he had in a row, missed 2 years. Draymond Green, if he's not knocking somebody out, he's out of the game. So we understand that. But he is a great defensive player. And if I played basketball, I'd want Draymond on my team, because he's a great guy and a catalyst. You can look that up, Smoking Jim, for successful teams. So that's what I'm impressed with. And my friend Mark Cuban, what can you do? You only have one star player. And I know you try to correct it, but you can only do so much with the league rules and how things are. And you have one great player, but that's all you have. Look at LeBron. He has Hall of Famers all on the bench. And they try to surround other players with good players. We don't see that with the Mavs. So I think Golden State sweeps in 4. That's, I'm not going out on a limb on this, but just my thought. We're going to come back in 10 seconds with Fiction and Fact from Smokin' Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, L. Levine, the talking machine.
How about Ryan on that call?
My main man, Ryan, I wasn't sure if he was here. Ryan would like this. I tell you what, L. Levine, the
Why
talking
do you
machine.
always say people would like what you're going to say and we don't know?
Well, I'm out on the limb on this one.
Just saying.
I'm at the Red Lion Hotel.
Where's that located?
In Harrisburg.
Why were you
about
there?
5 miles from Hershey, PA.
Why were you there?
For the vote on the State Hall of Fame. And to be honest with you, we had voters from all over the state of Pennsylvania, and I was the only black there. I was surprised. I'm the only black voting on the State of Hall of Fame committee, L. Levine, the talking machine. And,
Well, Smokin' Jim, I don't know if you've ever noticed throughout history, there are certain things like that happen in life. Not every school district's like Gateway, where you were the only black guy playing Gateway football.
But
So you're like a Jackie Robinson of Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Thank you. And,
And carry on, because I don't even know where this is going to go.
But no, I tell you what, I'm watching cable TV in my suite, and Dallas is up by about 30 points.
Yeah.
I go to sleep and I get up for my free breakfast in the morning, and I turn on ESPN, and Golden State won. So it's incredible. And like you said, the one great thing about Steph Curry is he took a back seat to Durant. I've never seen a superstar that says, hey, you go ahead and you can be the leading scorer. I just want to win. So that's great for
just
that.
a little caveat here. Isn't Durant a great player when he's playing?
Yeah, but he's a knucklehead off the court.
Well, I didn't want your opinions on this.
But great player on the court, maybe the best.
Because you have friends like that too.
That's maybe the best I ever seen.
You have friends just like that.
My circle's a little tight when I talk about friends.
How many friends do you
I
have
got great
too?
Well, people that I consider friends. I know a lot of people, but I consider
let me explain something.
I consider you a friend.
Well, I consider you my best friend.
Thank you, sir.
And I only have a few of those. But other people that, like you're talking in your circle, I call them acquaintances. You can steal an A word off of me.
Well, I don't talk like white people. But I tell you what, speaking of white folks.
Disclaimer.
Speaking of white
No. This is why he's getting this.
McDavid? Oh, that guy's athletic, man.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player. But Smokin' Jim, what he said about he don't want to talk like white people.
I can't use your words.
Let me pull out my 1909 dictionary. Here, we need a close-up, Jonathan. Try to go. This is December 14th. I'll try to hold steady. 1909, great shot. I got this from Lois Brenner, and it's Funkin' Wagnalls. Here, get a shot up of this, because Smokin' Jim thinks I make this up. I got that green shirt on for you tonight, Smokin' Jim.
Good.
I got
money.
the green.
That's the money.
Look at that. Funkin' Wagnalls. This is what we bring out. Now, who can read the dictionary? I rest my case. Everybody. It doesn't matter what color, creed, nationality you are, whether you can read or not. There's letters and words in there for everybody.
Well, here's a quick fiction and fact.
Okay, we were waiting for that. 1 second to interrupt. Thanks to Joe Navarra for watching us. Anita Berardi, thanks for watching us. And Amy says, hope the Pirates win. Smokin' Jim does not. Go ahead, Jim.
I'm the only one wearing a Pirate jersey.
But here's what's disappointing. If you're truly a Pirate fan, like Smoking Jim isn't. He showed his true color. No disrespect meant on color. But what hat do you have on?
Stiller.
Thank you.
But
Who would combine Steelers and Pirates? They're usually a fan of only one team.
well, this is
What's on their head?
fiction and facts. Back in '92, I got to be real good friends with Yancey Thigpen, good-looking wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Yancey was a loner, and the girls was crazy about Yancey Thigpen. I remember
Thanks for
telling-
these facts.
Yeah, I remember telling him I'm at a club one time, and I used to tell him he used to flex a little bit, but he was conservative. Nice chain, watch, jewelry.
What kind of shoes?
He always wore cowboy boots, so he was already 6'2", made him 6'4".
Like Mel Blount.
But he stood out in the crowd because the girls was crazy about him. And I used to tell him that he should surround himself with a little bit of a posse, anybody other than Leon Searcy, because he wasn't going to fight nobody. But Levine the Talking Machine, in 1995, after we stopped hanging out with one another,
Yeah.
he ended up getting robbed on the north side. And then in 2001, he
Is
ended up
that
getting
unusual?
robbed. But like I said, these
No.
guys these guys don't realize that you can't go anywhere by yourself because these guys are plotting to get you.
Excuse me. I'm not following you on this fiction and fact. Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
What's the point of this?
The point is, just getting back, it all ties
Yeah, I
in
wanted
with
you to tie it
Dwayne
in.
Haskins.
Oh, you're going
These
back to
guys
Dwayne
gotta be-
Haskins.
yeah,
I would have
gotta be
never
real
thought
careful.
that.
Well, I'm just saying, in general, I've been telling these guys this for 30 years, and I'm still hanging with them because they're at some of the clubs that I'm at till 6 in the morning, and I'm there 5-6 nights a week. But that's a fiction and fact. Al Levine, the Talking Machine. We can't do anything about guys who's already been robbed, but we can maybe educate the guys moving forward so it don't happen. Surround yourself with a little security.
Well, here's the question I have. You never invited me to any of these clubs, and we're best friends.
Well, you and Chip had your share of after hours clubs over the years, brother. You're up at 7 in the morning. I'm just going to bed, Elevator Talking Machine. You got your weather report when I'm going to bed.
Well, I appreciate and respect that, but the only question I had, that's an excuse, is why haven't you invited me to one of these clubs?
I didn't know you would come. I would have invited you.
Did you ever ask?
No.
Did I ever get a chance to say no?
No, I got.
Did I ever get a chance to say yes?
I asked A2.
We know that's a lie. I'm not going to even put A2 on the spot. Thank you for some of your fiction and fact, mostly fiction, and we appreciate that like usual. And I just want to tell you, I respect your concern for Dwayne Haskins and his family, but I don't know if you're aware that he had a troubled life in the NFL. Okay, he had many problems there and was called immature by many coaches and other players. So I think he needed a mentor. Well, I won't say, yeah, I'll say it, like you. He may have needed that mentor. So we're going to go to take 2 with A2 in 10 seconds. Here we go, folks.
Geno Smith will drop.
Welcome back to Take 2 with A2.
What a logo.
Thank you.
Who created that?
I did. That was
Way to go,
Very
A2.
exciting.
Thanks for being on Pittsburgh Sportsline again. I appreciate you.
no problem. I love being on the show. It's
Oh,
fun.
thank you. Thank you.
It's
Carry on now.
definitely worth it. Basketball. What's going on with the NBA this week? So the conference final has been happening. It's been a very interesting one. The Mavs are down 3-0 to the Warriors. I think they're on tonight, which is scary for Mavs fans if they get swept. But it's
Yes.
not their fault. Luka's the only really good player on their team, so I won't blame them too much.
And
It's
isn't he
impressive
still
that they
playing well? Luka's still playing well.
Yeah, he's still doing Luka numbers. He's amazing. He's a triple-double. Like,
each night.
yeah, he's crazy. So I'm just impressed that they made it that far. The
Yes.
Heat Celtics, it's a 2-2 series, but their series has been not very controversial, but a lot of people haven't been into it as much as like the previous series before that.
Haven't there been a lot of injuries to it?
Yeah, a lot of injuries have happened. Some games, like a lot of players have to sit out for a game or two because of like they sprained their ankle or something like that. Also, every game 1, the Heat blew out the Celtics. Game 2, the Celtics blew out the Heat. Game 3, Heat blew out the Celtics. Game 4, Celtics blew out the Heat. So it's kind of been like blow.
Back and forth.
It's not like any. So
Well,
people haven't cared.
I saw something. Each
close.
team has won and lost at home,
Yeah. So
which is unusual in itself.
very unusual. It's just I don't know. It's a very. I hope the Celtics and Warriors face each other. I think that's going to be a fun finals out of everything. I wouldn't mind the Mavs. I don't know. I don't really care for the Heat as a team that much. They're kind of boring to me to watch. But that's a bias.
But I'll tell you, they're a gritty team.
Very gritty. They have great defenders. Jimmy Butler is a very good defender. Bam Adebayo is a very good defender. Kyle Lowry is a fun point guard. Tyler Hero is a great scorer off the bench as a 6-man.
Well, will Hero play?
I don't think tonight. Actually, no, not tonight. They don't play tonight. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I don't think he's going to play. I think he's still injured. But, yeah, it's
He wants to play, I hear.
Yeah, he does. Very bad. But
Well, he's young like you, so.
yeah. So my prediction is I'll just say my prediction for the rest of the playoffs is Celtics versus Warriors for the finals, I feel like.
You heard it here first. Okay, let's go to Nick VIP in 10 seconds.
Well, it's VIP time, and I have a video demonstration for you. Smokin' Jim posted something on Facebook from the Combine saying that somebody who ran the 40 got cheated, and I'm going to prove to you why that's false. All right, so this is the video that Smokin' Jim posted. It has Calvin Austin running, and, well, just watch it real quick.
Controversy in the NFL Combine. Calvin Austin III, wide receiver from Memphis, is running the 40-yard dash, and the unofficial time is 4.32. But what many people are talking about is if you slow it down and see what time he actually crosses the line, you can see right about here, it's a 4.01, 4.03. And if he ran a 4.03, he'd be the fastest man alive, and he'd be a first-round pick in the top 3.
All right, so it does look like at the end that he crosses at 4:03, but the clock keeps going after he crosses the line. But here's the thing. If we go back to the beginning of this clip and look when the clock starts, you'll see that there's some deception at the end if you don't watch the beginning of the run. The clock on the field that they use for the official time is not in sync with TV. There has to be a little bit of a delay so that the feed from the clock on the field can reach the broadcasters. So when you look at the beginning, he actually takes 2 or 3 steps before the clock starts, and that's that delay on the field. So if you take into account the fact that the clock started late and then finished later on those same 2 to 3 steps that the clock stopped after he crossed the line, you'll notice that that makes sense. The clock on the field is not in sync with the broadcast clock. There's a bit of a delay so that the official time can be read by the broadcasters as well, being fed from the clock on the field. Don't let little posts like this make you angry or think that the world is trying to cheat you. That's my opinion and my point today. If something seems wrong or outrageous, there's probably an explanation, and in this case, there was a reasonable explanation. Well, there it is. This has been VIP time.
Wow, I like that logo by A2. On Location. We got a great On Location show. I did one of my best shows with Master Zhang. I met him almost 6 years ago at Hollywood Lanes. He came up to me. He's a Taekwondo 9th belt of Taekwondo. That is so rare. He's not even allowed to fight other people right now from what I hear. But that's how rare he is. He asked me a question at Hollywood Lanes. I just met him, so you know I make friends. He goes, "Hey Al, could I break a board with my assistant Zach holding it over your head?" I go, "Sure." So then Skip Atkins, who's out of the hospital, hope Skip watches our shows, and he's doing better. Skip brought in a hoagie, and he always fed me and Smoking Jim pizza, hoagies. So Master Zhang come up, I'm eating the hoagie. He goes, hey, Al, would you want to eat the hoagie, because he knows I'm an idea guy, and I'll break the board over your head while eating a hoagie. Me being an optimist, I go, this guy says he can break a board, a 1-inch board over my head, being held by an assistant. I go, yeah. You can see it. It's from like 5-6 years ago. I'll have to post it up on Pittsburgh Sportsline. But it was the beginning of the show. The owner goes, you can't do it here. There's cameras, there's speakers, there's all this stuff. I go, how about on the floor? We do it at the beginning of the show. Devin Shea, just one of the greatest cameramen we've had here, put half of his life at BPTV. Our respect to him and Danny and their kids. He goes, Al, you can't do it. Well, anybody knows I'm a nice, optimistic guy, but I'm stubborn. So I go, we're doing it. They go, how? I go 10 feet away from where we're going to do the show, right in the middle of the floor, right in front of the camera. We'll do it. So I'm eating a hoagie, bent over slightly. Amazing. Zach's holding the board. Smoking Jim let out a scream. Master Zhang broke the board.
That was unbelievable.
So then, now like a year and a half ago, we do another show. I'm at his Wexford gym. It's a great place. Smoking Jim, he got so many trophies, it's unbelievable. You can check the video out. We had over 1,000 views. It's probably my best show ever with activity. They had North Carolina guys doing Taekwondo against Master Zhang's people, and Master Zhang's crew got beat. He had 8th graders, a girl and a boy, breaking boards above their head. He told me, Al, I'm going to do something I never did before. I'm going to have 3 guys hold 10 boards this thick, 1 inch each. They held the boards. Master Zhang took 1 kick, broke all 10 boards. Wow. So that should have been my best show. Excuse me, we didn't have a regular cameraman. Somebody filled in, so maybe people didn't think it looked that good, but we covered everything possible. Great interviews, you name it. And he wants to do a show this Saturday, Chartiers Valley, excuse me, shopping center in Bridgeville. He's between LA Fitness and Great Clips. Zhang's Taekwondo will be at 1 o'clock. Nick will be filming with me, and we're going to do a great show there for an hour. Getting a little hoarse here. These allergies are acting up, so it's a tough battle. Thank you, A2, for filling in with no notice. Smoking Jim, thanks for being Smoking Jim. I like to tease him a lot because I catch him on this honest thing. You know, it's an interesting concept that he has, and I'll just share this. Usually you only have to tell me one time you're honest, and I usually find out whether you are or not, but he's been telling me, folks, for almost 11 years that he's honest. I leave it up to you to vote on that, so we'll see what happens. I'm just proud and honored to be doing this show for almost 11 years. October 11th, 2022 will be our 11th year. So
Happy first birthday.
So proud to do that. Smoking Jim, my birthday's June 30th. You can give me, no. October's when our show started. He's a little bit naive. And please stay Joey strong.